Hey everybody, Punisher88 here, coming at you once again with another Thursday review. So today I'm reviewing Swamp Thing, issue number 1. So, to those of you who watch my reviews, you guys know that I like to start the cover first, so let's check it out. Now, right off the bat, yes, I love this cover, and I mean, I love it so much that there's hardly anything I could say about it. It's just simply awesome. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first saw this on the shelves, I looked at this cover fast, and I actually thought that they got Bernie Wrightson to come in and do the cover for the first issue. And boy, did I get my hopes up. But then when I saw it was Kelly Jones who did it, I was perfectly fine with it because this, I find, looks very reminiscent to Wrightson's work. And that is A-okay with me, because if anyone can come close to Wrightson, they're all right in my book. So yeah, I mean, this is just an awesome cover. So anywho, from the cover alone, do I think this book's batting 1,000? Yeah, I do. But that's just the cover. Now it's time to get down to what I like to call the nitty gritty. But before we do, I just want to take the time to mention to any new viewers out there, or any new subscribers to my channel, that if at any time during this review, or any of my past reviews, you guys notice that I look up and down at the camera quite a bit, or it sounds like I'm reading to you guys, the reason for that is I keep my notes in front of me. Why? Well, there's a couple reasons. The first one being, with the notes, I find it helps the review flow a lot smoother. Second, with the notes in front of me, let's say I'm reading part of the review and I get stuck. I can backtrack and then keep going. And third, well, basically when it comes to memorizing text, it has never been one of my strong suits. So therefore, the notes are actually a help aid. So if you guys are cool with that, awesome. We'll get through this review and we'll be on our merry way. Sound cool? Alright, so what do you say we get started? So, Swamp Thing's co-creator, Len Wein, or Wine, however the heck you say his last name, I'm going to go with Wein because that's how I've always been saying it, reanimates the dead in this issue. And wow. A shameless and well-crafted throwback to simpler times. You know, with grim descriptive narration and illustrated in a very grotesque fashion by Kelly Jones. At an unorthodox college, we're going into the story here, close to the bayou, a mad professor murdered a student in a bid to bring him back from the dead. That student eventually awoke, very Pet Sematary style, you know, rotting and hungry for flesh. So he's a zombie. With nowhere else to turn, his heartbroken parents wander into the bayou for Swamp Thing's help. He obliges, but finds a much stranger creature than he had initially anticipated. Or sorry, stronger creature. After a short and sharp 2-page retelling of Swamp Thing's origins, which is awesome, Len Wein slips seamlessly back into the character he helped to debut in 1971. Wein narrates the tale throughout with blocks of wonderfully gothic prose that make Swamp Thing #1 feel more like a Victorian ghost story than a comic book. Wein clearly enjoys setting the scene. I mean, a panel of alligators, otherwise, you know, unrelated to the plot at hand, is captioned, the sibilant hiss of primordial alligators lounging in the stoic anticipation of its next meal. That's some pretty intense stuff right there. It's overwrought, but it's still a lot of fun. This issue takes us all back to a simpler time in comic book history when creators wrote and drew to satisfy the imaginations of entertainment-starved children. And dialogue-wise, Ween restores Swamp Thing's speech patterns to its more traditional style, making the former Alec Holland sound labored, as if he's struggling for words beneath the green. Um, Ween colors his dialogue with the same hyperbolic tone as his narration. Politics are unfathomable catastrophes, are planet-shaking, and the zombie strength is impossible. It's safe to say it's so easy to get swept up in the moment with Ween at the helm. Artist Kelly Jones really depicts the famous muck monster as an ape-like beast, as thick as a tree trunk, and intimidatingly large. And I am not in any way trying to sound, over-sexual here. Because as I just read that, it sounds so wrong. But anyway, he renders the Swamp Thing in disgusting detail. Melding moss and mold with human organs to a great effect. Outside of the gory details, though, Jones's art seems a little unfinished. Clothes seem to lack a bit of texture here and there. Backgrounds are often reduced to their basic geometry, and minor characters are just mere silhouettes. In one panel, for instance, Ween describes vulnerable students rushing back to their dorms clutching their tablets. And Jones draws two outlines, jovially walking into the panel, their faces totally featureless, and their devices nowhere to be seen. Despite this, seeming lack of attention, though, there are some real diamonds in the rough here. I mean, like a gorgeous splash page, and I got to show this to you, a splash page that shows the issue's zombie exposed in moonlight, and this thing is amazing. If I can find it. Here it is. Look at that. Is that cool or what? Man, that's some kick-ass stuff right there. Also, Jones's take on the Phantom Stranger as an appropriately mysterious herald of darkness in a billowing robe. You gotta see this too, right there. Doesn't he look cool? Holy shit, man! This is like freaking right out of the 70s, man. I love this. Oh my god. This is amazing. To me, anyway. I know there's some, they like to stick strictly modern and whatnot, but this stuff, you could give me this stuff any day. Moving on. Taking cues from the rest of the creative team, colorist Michelle Madsen goes to, pretty much back to basics with a very grim palette of greens, browns, and reds. And the entire issue seems just covered in fungus and lit by candlelight. I mean, it's so dark and dreary looking. And it's a very fitting treatment for the title character, as I said in the opening. Sometimes a legendary creator will step back into familiar shoes only to embarrass him or herself. Batman Odyssey, I'm looking at you. But thankfully, isn't the case here. Swamp Thing #1 feels like a lost issue from the 70s, lovingly dusted off by DC and placed proudly alongside the books of today. Now, although Ween's script pretty much breaks every rule of modern comic book storytelling, and Kelly Jones's artwork neglects the finer details, there's a wonderful spirit of this issue that really seeps through every page, and it is a tremendously entertaining read. And like I said, besides some of the little minor things with Kelly Jones's artwork, if I had to score this book, this thing would get a solid 8 out of 10. I mean, this is amazing stuff, man. And I really can't wait to read issue #2, which I believe has already been put in my pull. So when I stop by the shop tomorrow, I'm going to pick it up. And the first thing I do when I get home is I'm going to read that bad boy. So yeah, there you go. But, this isn't just a review, folks. No. Excuse me. I also have a mini haul for you. And I just wanted to say, before doing this, I just got finished watching this week's Flash. Wow. That's all I gotta say. Wow. I mean, Caitlin Snow as Killer Frost. Beautiful. Hot. For a cold chick. Deathstorm. Awesome. What else? I mean, the Easter eggs galore in this episode. Everything from when Barry shows up at the police station, Deadshot, the mural on the wall alone is a nod to the Justice Society. I'm getting goosebumps saying that. I mean, the best one that had me tripping balls, man, was when they're at the house and he goes to the telephone and you see the names on it. Frick, there's a nod to Bruce Wayne, Hal Jordan, and Diana Prince. Come on! That is so cool. Whew, I gotta calm down. You know, it's just, oh, awesome. Then, how can I forget Cisco running into his doppelganger? That was so cool. I mean, he's going by Reverb here on Earth too. And if you guys know the comic books, you guys would know that when Vibe got killed, his brother took over and named himself Reverb before he decided to rename himself again Hardline. But just, oh, so cool. So cool. And that ending with who I am pretty sure is Wally West wearing that metal mask, and with the developments with Zoom and everything, really can't wait to see what happens. So anyway, mini haul, right? So as you guys may know, or at least to those of you who follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you guys will know that yesterday, DC comic artist Yannick Paquette was doing a signing here at one of the shops downtown. So I decided to go check it out because last year he was at Montreal Comic Con, but I didn't get a chance to stop by his booth or anything because there was just so much stuff going on. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take advantage of this. So his signing was between 12 and 3, you know, my little 3-hour gig he was doing. So that's cool. So I got down to the shop and I was expecting, you know, a line out the door. No line. So I'm like, okay, this is good. Walk into the store, there's like 4 people around his table. I was like, oh, beautiful. So I walk in and I was doing exactly as I captioned my picture that I posted on Twitter and Instagram. I was chilling with the guy and we were just shooting the shit about everything. I mean, we were talking comics, different styles of like artwork when it came to approaching different characters, and so cool. I mean, he was telling us stories about what it was like to work with Grant Morrison and like how out there the guy is. What it's like to work with Alan Moore. I mean, come on. Uh, he was telling us this story of one night he went to dinner with Neil Adams and his wife, and they got on this topic of this, like, crazy science, whatever, and how Neil Adams believes in how the earth is always expanding and whatnot. I don't know, it's crazy, crazy stuff. And through that whole conversation, when they were at dinner, Neil Adams did not touch his food at all because he was so into his conversation. And like waiters were coming by and they were just taking his plates away and whatnot. It's like he was really into it. And then while all this was going on, I managed to get my copy of Batman 49 signed. Now, unfortunately, the shop ran out of regular covers, the ones that Yannick Paquette did. So I had to get one of the Neil Adams variant covers. But still, he signed it. And if you can make it out there on the top. So that's pretty cool. And I'm not too bummed out about this because I do pull Batman. So tomorrow when I stop by my regular shop, I'm going to see if they pulled the regular cover for me or this one. And if they did pull the regular cover for me, that's going to be awesome because then I'm going to see if Yannick Paquette is going to be at Montreal Comic Con this year. And if he is, I'll just get him to sign it then. So then I'll have 2 signed copies of Batman 49. And I will probably keep the cover he did. And then this one maybe just might go up as a prize or something for maybe a contest. Who knows? So there's that. Then I decided to ask him if it was possible if I could get a sketch, Now, originally he wasn't going to because he only had a black Sharpie. But I even told him, like, black Sharpie is fine. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. And he was like, well, I did a sketch before for someone, and it turned out really crappy and everything. But luckily, my buddy Gabriel was there, and he's a aspiring comic book artist, and he always has pencils and markers and everything on him. So he starts whipping out the pencils and everything. So lucky for me, I got my sketch. And he asked me what I wanted, so I told him either a Swamp Thing sketch, or I decided to really go out in left field here and said a Bulleteer sketch. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Bulleteer, she was a character he did during Grant Morrison's, what the hell was it called? Was it Soldier 7 or Victory 7 or something? It's basically a group of 7 heroes and whatnot. And she looks really cool because to me, she looks like a cross between, I'd say, the Rocketeer and a hood ornament from almost any mid to late 50s American automobile. So that's awesome. So he got a laugh out of that, and in the end, he did this awesome little Swamp Thing sketch for me. So that is pretty cool. So that's another sketch to add to the book. And then as for back issues that I picked up, I only got 2 books. They were $5 a piece, so I was like, awesome. So you guys remember a couple days ago I showed you that I got Marvel Team Up issue 65, the first U.S. appearance of Captain Britain and the first cameo appearance of Arcade. Well, yesterday I ended up picking up Marvel Team Up issue 66. The first full appearance of Arcade, and I guess you could say the second U.S. appearance of Captain Britain. So that's pretty cool. And then I got my hands on I guess you could say, minor Avengers key. This is the Avengers issue 213. I guess you could call this the abuse issue or whatever. This is where Yellow Jacket abuses the Wasp. So I've been wanting to get this for a while and could never find it anywhere. And again, I paid $5 for it. I didn't mind. And that was that. So, there you go, folks. You got a review, you got a haul, and you got me rambling fanboyishly, aimlessly about the last episode of The Flash. How awesome is that? Now, I apologize that this video ended up being like around 20 minutes long, but, you know, when you're trying to fit 3 things into one, that happens. And if I was to split it up into 3 separate videos, it just wouldn't have the same feel to it. I wanted to get it going all in one shot. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give her a thumbs up. If not, give her a thumbs down. If you enjoy mostly review videos like this one, minus the rambling and whatnot, take a look around my channel. I got plenty of them. I do a new review every Thursday and Saturday. Thursday being a current comic, and Saturday being either a back issue book, a hot topic book, or something that just really catches my eye. If you're into unboxings, well, you guys know I'm a member of the Marvel Collector Corps. So normally, if everything goes according to plan, every 2 months I do have an unboxing for you. And if you guys are into backstories on lame comic book characters, whether it be villains or heroes, every Wednesday I choose a character at random, or I go with any suggestions you guys give me, and I give you the dirt on them. Basically, when they made their first appearance, who created them, yada yada yada. Also, if you guys are into comic book hauls and whatnot, I got plenty of those too. And if you guys are into reaction type videos, well, I have my Thoughts and Stuff series where I choose a Netflix-based superhero TV show, and I watch 1 episode a week, normally, and after watching the episode, I let you guys know what I thought of it. I go scene by scene, and if during the process of watching the episode I spot any Easter eggs, I let you guys know about those as well. And if you guys would like to get a better idea for that series, I urge you guys to check out the playlist I put together for my Thoughts and Stuff on Season 1 of Daredevil. And if you like what you see there, well, then you can check out the first 8 episodes of my Thoughts and Stuff on Jessica Jones. And then if you love everything that I just told you, awesome. And then also, while looking around my channel, make sure to comment on any video you like, because I love reading viewer comments. As well, make sure to like or dislike any video you watch. Yes, I did say dislike, because let's face it, no one's perfect, right? And then, when all is said and done, before leaving, make sure to click that subscribe button. Alrighty? So that's it for now. 22, almost 23 minutes of me just rambling on about everything and everything. We come to the end. Alrighty? So, again, that's it for now. So the next time you'll be seeing me is either tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday for the weekend comic review. Alrighty? So till then, this is Punisher 88, signing off. See ya!